Okay. Hi there, welcome back to the archives. So today is October the 17th. Today is the day for 1 second. Um Today's Friday. Just bear with me today. I wasn't gonna do a scheduled post today. So I did my eyebrows earlier for a meeting, but I'm just coming barefaced. I'm still in my pajamas. I just tied at the back so it's a little bit more like form fitting, so it looks like a dress because it is a regular dress I wore out. But now I wear it to sleep. So you're not there's like I don't have any makeup on. I just put Vaseline on my lips and I have eyebrows, which is why I'm wearing the glasses today because I would say today I'm taking a bereavement day. Um, and I'll share why in a couple seconds. But before I get into that, again, today is the National Day of Action for the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. So I was supposed to go to a rally earlier on today, but I wasn't able to make it. Um, I stayed home instead to attend A Future Without Poverty and National Action Dialogue. That one, let me just pull up who it was hosted by, if I can, because it was fantastic. It was so good. I'm so grateful I attended because it was exactly what I needed. Jack was phenomenal. We got drumming, which is exactly what I needed. Um, and it touches on the topic I'm going to get into, which again was completely random. I just saw Dr. Romney posted a video today that has really gotten me thinking about a lot of different things, which is why I wanted to share this. Um, Yesterday, I did the video on poetry, and I was saying how for those who have experienced, specifically in this context, yesterday I was talking about mother-daughter, toxic mother-daughter dynamics, where in the video, it was, again, I don't know who Lauren or Kendra was, but my assumption, based on the clips I was seeing, because everybody was shocked. Like, her mom did that? Oh my God, it was a mother? Tell me you're fucking lying. Everybody, like, that was a reaction. It was like a parent, I haven't seen it, but the thing was, that's not how moms are supposed to conduct themselves. Moms are not supposed to be their daughters' bullies, right? Moms are supposed to be the ones that are helping their daughters navigate bullies, but moms are not supposed to be the bullies. So everybody was shocked. I haven't seen it, so maybe I would be shocked, but I don't think I would be shocked by whatever it was, because I know that moms can be bullies, which is why I said yesterday that for those who know that moms can be bullies, poetry is a really good channel and a really good avenue to kind of heal some of that mother wounds. Um, and it touches on Dr. Ramani's post, which I'm going to get to because it's talking about narcissists. And again, in their culture right now, narcissistic quote unquote mothers get a really bad rep. Parents, narcissistic parents, right? And again, I did a post on LinkedIn recently where I was like, to me, everybody's a narcissist. And when you start using the sociological definition, for me, the critical race theory definition of if you once you start seeing narcissism as like white supremacist behavior, and again, white supremacists here not just being white people, but the supremacy, the dominator culture is what is narcissistic, right? Patriarchy has the same supremacy issue. So with male supremacy, white supremacy, male supremacy, whatever, Akana Shanti supremacy, Hindu supremacy, Zionist supremacy, Jewish supremacy. There's so many different forms of supremacy. Supremacy being we, and my people are more superior than you. Some people can say there's black supremacy, right? There's so many different forms of supremacy. I'm speaking specifically here of white supremacy, which is intertwined with heterosexist, patriarchal, um, ways of being, behavior, right? It's very narcissistic, it's arrogant. It moves through the world as everything is theirs, is entitled. This is my land. This is my land. I get to take this. You have to learn my language. I don't have to learn your language. These resources, it's going to give us right now in Canada, the land of fire. It's going to make us over $22 billion. We get to just take this land because it's going to build our medical technology, and it's just very entitled. It makes everything about itself. The grandiosity. What else? The lack of empathy is just like, I'll get to that shortly. But the poetry, going back to poetry, once you have that kind of a template, when you know people who don't want to generally be in good relation with you, even if they care or are supposed to love you, for them, the important part of what keeps them tethered to you is they have some control over you. They have some domination over you. That to them is the important part of their relationship with you. You might be my XYZ, but the reason I keep you around is because you make me feel powerful. And in order for you to make me feel powerful, I have to exert these types of thought patterns, these types of behaviors to make myself feel powerful and dominant in our relationship together, right? And sometimes that can happen in parent-child dynamics because there is a power imbalance. The parent is the one that's in the position of power. Although some people would argue kids have a lot of power as well too, right? Same with teacher-student dynamics. Teachers have a lot of power in those dynamics, but some people will say students have a lot of power. So it depends, right? Citizen state. People say the government has a lot of power. People will also argue that the people have power. It's not the government that has power. So again, I just wanted to share. No, I'm not. I'm not going to share it. I was going to share the poem I wrote last night about how what I talked about yesterday in terms of Lauren and Kendra and using poetry. I wanted to show an example. I'm going to read it. I just wanted to show an example of how and why I thought that poetry was good at healing those sorts of dynamics, right? Yes, therapy is great, and you do need to work through with a therapist. You also need to be in community. One of the things I found most healing recently was talking to my cousin, right, about some of these things that I had kept in or nobody really wanted to listen to, and I can't shut up about it. Which I saw another post, I don't remember, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, it was a black woman, and she shared a book recommendation that um, I put myself on the wait list at the library to read because I hadn't heard of that book before. I don't remember the black creator's name, but the book they shared, they were talking about coming out of, she said she's coming out of a divorce to an abuser. And she said once you recognize the similarities between survivors, it's unbelievable. Like our abusers use the same scripts, the same narratives. And she shared for those who are looking to heal some of this abuse, the book that the person shared was Why Does He Do That? Inside the Minds of Angry and Controlling Men by Lindy Bancroft. I haven't read it, so I put myself on the post. I also saw a really, really genius post by somebody else, another content creator. It was a black man. I shared it with one of my cousins, and it was talking about another creator who had done something, and people were being rubbed the wrong way because she said if some women were like, no, my household is totally peaceful. My household is my man is my husband's not like that. My boyfriend's not like that. And the white woman says that's because you are the angry white man, right? And so then this black man kind of breaks it down. He uses an anime to break down how sometimes in trying to avoid being like someone, we end up becoming like someone, which is what happens with narcissism, right? Some of us, we've experienced narcissistic abuse, and in trying to not be like our abusers, we end up becoming our abusers, which is what happens with most quote unquote narcissists. They were themselves were abused, right? Um, so, Ma, I've been struggling to mourn your, I've been struggling to mourn you somehow. If ghosts are real and purgatory the real deal, I don't want you to see me shed not one single tear for you. I want you to see me as I saw you, tough and callous, maybe even mean. Our softness hidden, tucked away in our private lives. You said I was weak when you were alive. So now, I want to show you just how tough I can be. I too can be cold, but I miss you. I do, so much. I want to cry daily, thinking of how my namesake is gone. Your life meant so much to me. One second. Oh, my battery is about to die on my laptop. Um, your life meant so much to me, so now I'm trying to make your death meaningless. They'll bury you, well, tomorrow. Yesterday I wrote 2 days. October 18th is forever ruined for me. Or maybe it's a day I'll finally allow myself to cry for you. May our tears send you into the afterlife. It's still not real that you're gone. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. Long distance does that sometimes. Going no contact with you did too. You've been dead to me for a while now. I erased your memories to prove a point. Now that you've departed, maybe I can heal the loss. So that was like me trying to use poetry to work through some of these very dynamics that I was talking about yesterday in the poetry post, right? And then today, Dr. Ramani posted an incredible video, which I found really, really helpful on why we shouldn't say that narcissists are evil or monsters. And basically, her argument is in saying that, it then derails a conversation and we start asking the wrong questions, which my argument is that's on purpose. They do that on purpose. They get into those bad faith arguments on purpose to distract you. So now the experts are telling us don't call narcissists evil and monsters because they could be good too. We know that. We know that, Dr. Ramani. You know that. And that's what she's saying. But this is what I'm trying to say. And that's white supremacist behavior. You bring and introduce binaries to the entire world. Use binaries to argue all of your arguments. Man, woman, only two genders, sex, everything's black and white, bad and wrong, right? They introduce binaries to us, and then now they weaponize binaries against us to shut us up and talking about our abuse. I'm clocking it. To me, I think I'm calling bullshit. And I'm not saying I disagree with Dr. Ramani. I absolutely agree with her. And I actually needed to watch that video because it made me remember that like I've forgotten when you're trying to heal from that, and when you're trying, like, you just really, for me, I will really repress that, and you forget how bad it is. Once you leave a lot of them behind, you forget just how bad it is. Like, you really are begging for the most basic bare minimum things because they don't even see you as human. They will not change for you. They don't apologize. Everything is your fault. Dr. Rami talked about it. Everything is your fault. They turn everything on you. They have never done a wrong in their life. And when they do it wrong, it's to victimize themselves. Oh, well, since you have such a pathetic father, since I have never done for you anything as a mother, since I am just such a bad boyfriend, right? And I do that too. I get into that as well too, right? And the way is just like the way they spin it, the way they hate you, but they love you. They say they love you, right? The words or actions does not match with their words. It's like I hear what you're saying, but I see what you're doing. You're trying to destroy me, but you're saying that it's out of love. You're beating the shit out of me, but you're saying that it's because you love me, and like it's a mind fuck. And that's what she was saying. You're not psychologically safe with these people. And some of them get really dangerous. And she was saying, and she brought up the extremes. There are extremes that lead to like physical, which is why I was thinking about Cardi B's video with Kehlani. What is that? What's Cardi B's song with Kehlani? That video was Cardi B, Kehlani, featuring Kehlani. Safe. It made me think of Cardi B's video, Safe, right? Oh my God, this is. Sorry, I was trying to find the video and then I got distracted. But it made me think of Cardi B and Kehlani's video for Safe, where at the end you see a pregnant Cardi, her man gives her a gun, right, to put in her home. So you see that like he's trying to protect her, which sometimes we do that. We will go to like dangerous men because we think they'll protect us. But then I found out the hard way that bad boy that is usually the enemies inside the house. Yes, he might protect you from other people, but what happens when you need protection from him, right? I think Coach Anwar does a video on that. It's just like, stop going for the bad boys, quote unquote bad boys, because you think that they will protect you because they're the ones you're gonna need protection from, not everybody else. But I digress. In Cardi B and Kehlani's video, you see somebody come and shoots her. Basically, Cardi B dies in that video. And I was like, I rebuke, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. But you know what? Because I'm like, that's foreshadowing, right? Not only are words powerful, and you're gonna like that's a spell you're casting, but I think Cardi knows that like all women know. If you've ever been in a really, really, really seriously narcissistic, abusive relationship, you know death. I'm not. It's not funny, but you know that death might be there. You know that that person is capable of killing you and probably will. And I think that is what Cardi was saying. Like, I know you might do this. Matter of fact, let me show you what it's gonna look like when you come do this. Let me let the whole world know that if I die, it's because of this kind of a dynamic. There's a narcissist out there who I rubbed the wrong effing way, who wants revenge, who will kill me because they don't actually never did care about me. I'm just another pawn in their effing game. I'm just a piece on their chess. Checkmate. Right? So that came up. I wrote that. That's in my notes with Dr. Ramani's video. It reminded me how dangerous it could be to love a narcissist. They will kill you in the name of love. Because how dare you move on? How dare you have a baby with the next man? How dare you humiliate me in front of the world? Whole time they're embarrassing you and humiliating you 24/7 publicly. That they want to talk about. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I didn't humiliate you publicly. You humiliated yourself. They spin it on you. They never do anything. It's always your fault. You made me crash out. You made me do this. You made me cheat. I didn't. You weren't giving me this. And you hear her blaming herself in her video, in her songs. Man, damn. I chose my career. Cardi never chose her career. I hate that she had to say that. That shit pisses me off when she says that. Girl, you never chose your. We've been waiting since 2018 for an album. If anything, that man distracted you from your career. And we still sit there, we protect them, we don't say shit, we blame ourselves. That's how I can't even talk. That's how manipulative they are. They will have you thinking you're the narcissist. They will have you thinking you're the bad one. And you're out here like, damn, man, I really did him dirty. I really did move on. I shouldn't have had a baby with something. You think when they're out there having kids, all of them pick me them with other people, you think they're thinking about you? They don't give a fuck about you, right? So, and then now you can't even call them evil monsters anymore because you are not nuanced enough. Don't you know that they could be good people? Don't you remember all those good times you had? Don't you remember when he bought you this? You don't remember when he was considerate of you? It's not all bad. And Dr. Romney says this. Well, relationships are about compromise. You need to be more compromising. You have to forgive. Why can't you just let go and forgive? So you take them back, and the cycle repeats. Love bombing. And then two-twos, all you know, you're being discarded again. You're right back in the same toxic cycle. They say they change, they love you, they're going to do better for you. Now you got a black eye. Now you're 6 feet in the grave. So which brings me to my main point. I left a comment on Dr. Ramani's video basically being like, I hear you, but the whole point they distracted us is on purpose, so then we won't call them that. Because they're the ones who introduce, no, I don't know who they are, but you know what I'm saying, right? They, the man, it gave us the binary system, but now they weaponize it against us. Now we can't use a binary system because now I'm not nuanced? No. I know that you can be good and bad. I am good and bad. I've been trying to tell everybody. I'm trying to get people to look that they're good and bad. But they're always like, you can't be good or bad. Yes, you can. Good people do bad things. Bad people have good moments. Let the binary go. But the distraction is Toni Morrison's definition of racism. Toni Morrison says the definition of racism is to distract you. Because the distraction benefits racists. Because now you have to, like Toni Morrison says, now you have to prove to them that you're smart. Now you have to show, well, yeah, you're right, he is a good person. Let it go. Which is why my favorite strategy is to let go. And that came up last night in our writing group. It was like we were all on that same wavelength. We were thinking about the power struggle, the pull, the push and pull, the push and pull, right? Let that go. Somebody wrote a beautiful poem about how the calluses and it hurts. And I loved her poem because it was so visceral. When you're holding on to that rope with a narcissist, that shit hurts your hands. You're bloody. You're bloody. And you're holding on. Why are you holding on? Sister, let go. Let it go. Let the rope go. What happens in a tug of war when you let go? They go falling back. You're standing there. That is the principle I've been working on. I didn't know it had a name until Dr. Báyò let me find Báyò's name. Dr. Báyò Akómoláfé. Hold on one second. Dr. Báyò Akómoláfé. Dr. Báyò Akómoláfé. So Dr. Báyò Akómoláfé is rooted with the Yoruba people in a more than human world. He's a father to Althea and Kaya, great for a life partner to EJ, son and brother, a widely celebrated international speaker, post-humanist thinker, poet, teacher, public intellectual. So that's Dr. Akómoláfé. I heard Dr. Báyò in a webinar once talk about a Yoruba principle from Nigeria. And the principle was, when you win, I win. And usually we think of it in terms of like somebody who's like our friend, like when my girls win, I win. When I win, you win. He's not talking about that. He's talking about your enemy. He's talking about when you're on the battlefield, when you're up against your opponent, your enemy, your adversary. When your adversary wins, you win. People don't understand that because they're like, in a tug of war, in a battle, somebody has to be the winner. That's a white supremacist. I have to win this. That's a relationship. I need to dominate you to always stay safe. I have to always have the upper hand. I need to always be winning the zero-sum game. That's a narcissist mentality. I have to always be dominating you. Otherwise, if I become too weak, it's a threat. They're scared. It's terrified. Fear. They're free. These people are walking with fear, myself included. It's terrifying. All of us. Look, we have reason. Look at the world we're in with all of the fears they're bombarding us with. So that's usually people's approach. When you go to battle, when you go to war, you better make sure you win that war. When you go to war, you better make sure you win that war, otherwise you will lose. This Yoruba principle says, when you win, I win. How I see that is in that tug of war. When I let go and I forfeit, I take myself out of the game. Now that you have won the tug of war, I've actually just won because I'm free. I'm free. And to go 2 steps further, which is why I love this scene in the Squid Game season 1. Squid Game season 1, the tug of war scene. You see that? That is what the principle is. When you win in that split second where I defeat I'm just defeated and I let you win. Now when you're down, I win. Ooh, they won. That's the approach you have to take with narcissists. You have to use indigenous technology on them. And it's actually just letting go. Because how do you win a battle when there is no battle? How do you fight someone when you don't have an opponent? How do you be racist when you don't have anybody to be racist to? Your people that you're racist to don't care. It doesn't work. The power doesn't work. You don't have power over me anymore. And people have said that. It's not new. People have said that. If you go read critical race theory, they talk about that. Stop centering white supremacy and watch how it just decenter all of that. They don't even matter. You don't even exist in my life no more. So I don't care what you're doing. Now they're fighting themselves. There's an internal battle with themselves. They're fighting themselves because they don't have you to fight. I will not be your punching bag. Let me just remove myself. That doesn't mean they're not going to still do they're not going to do the smear campaigns. They're not going to withhold finances from you. They're not going to try to destroy your life. That doesn't mean they're still there. They're still a menace. They're always going to be there. They don't change. But you changed. Your approach to them has changed. Even in that, let's go back to that scene with Cardi B and Kehlani. Even when he kills her, when you win, guess what? Now she's dead. You set her free. She still won. You have to take that approach with them. It takes the power away from them. Even when you kill me, I still win. You set me free. You will always set me free. You think you destroyed me? Oh, yeah. Okay, congratulations. I only make $320 a month now, and I'm on welfare. You won. You won. But you set me free. Now I can live the life I actually wanted and move slow. I'm not competing with nobody. I don't have to prove myself to nobody. I can finally love myself and heal. I can figure out who the fuck I am. So when you won, I still won. I still won. I don't look like what I've been through. It pisses them the F off. You have to take that approach with them. Let go. And I wish I would have let go sooner. I wish I would have People were telling me, let go, let go. Now I understand. Let the rope go. If you gotta lose, then take me down. A true alchemist uses those ashes to come out like a fucking phoenix. Because how dare you? Do you know who you are messing with? Cardi says that album is crazy good. Oh, you didn't think I practiced what I preach? I told you be careful with me. Right? This is half an hour. I didn't even get into my notes. Dr. Báyò, the workshop Yoruba, Dr. Romney, evil video, how bad it can get, dangerous, it can be fatal, Cardi B, Kehlani video, how it ends, I rebuke, but it's also brilliant because the foreshadowing is a femicide. We're actually talking about femicide in that video. These men are monsters, but the brilliance of their manipulation is they're so good. They're also good, and because they're also good, we have a hard time seeing them as bad. Which is what Dr. Romney is saying. Binaries don't benefit us. I'm just reading my notes to just make sure I got everything before I end this video because it's almost half an hour. Which is the point Dr. Romney is saying. Binaries don't benefit us. But white supremacy needs binaries. It needs black and white thinking because it benefits them. This is the prime example of why I think narcissism is white supremacist behavior because who does black and white thinking benefit most? Now we can't call them monsters because we miss the nuance. Well, no shit. We know that there's obvious. The nuance is obvious. Most of us are groomed into binaries. Christianity, for instance. So most get caught in the wrong conversations on purpose. They are evil monsters and also good people. Good people. I've already repeated that. It's a deflection tool. It's a distraction. Toni Morrison's definition of distraction I already talked about. That is why narcs are supremacists. It's racist behavior. It's a Karen. I said Karen. Look at the examples of Karens, right? They're good people. Karen is such a good person. Karen also called the cops on that man that was dog walking, and now the police are there. And thank God that the police didn't kill that man. Karen's tears can be fatal. Okay, the tears, it came, connect the dots, just stop engaging with these people, stop talking about them, starve them, let go, just decenter them. Just who cares what they're doing, who cares what they think, white supremacy, they need you, they love that you care what they think. I don't care what you think, I don't respect you, I don't even, you're still alive? Oh, you were dead to me. I didn't even know you're still breathing? Oh, cute. Good. Who cares? They love the power struggle, the tug of war. It starves them, let go. The Squid Games I talked about, it makes them What else do I say here? Ba-do-ba-do. Yeah, starve them basically. Say thank you. It confuses them. Thank you. You saved me. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the abuse you put me through. It made me a better person. It got my life together. It got me here. It made me find the love of my life. Now I'm finally being treated the way I needed to be treated. Now I know I was accepting the bare minimum. Now I know you ain't shit. Now I know I wasn't. Now I know I wasn't shit. Now I know I didn't love myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It confuses them. That's a psychological warfare you got to do with them. Because they're like, thank you. No, you're supposed to be mad at me. Why aren't you more mad at me? I don't care about you. How about that? Um, yeah, then you repressed so much you forgot how bad it was. The death, the phoenix, the ashes, the rebirth, the newness. You start new. You get a blank slate. You burnt it all down. You got a blank slate. Let's start new. I also burnt it down, right? I remember who I am. Self acceptance. How long it takes. It takes so long to heal this stuff. It takes so long to heal this stuff. Um, and it's so much repetition. You're repeating the same thing over and over and over. You're ruminating. I'm glad I heard that other content creators say the same thing because you will repeat yourself over and over and over, right? The same story. Dr. Raquel Willis, how, okay, perfect. And I also saw Dr. Raquel Willis today post something about the difference between boundaries and walls, and I loved it. And I was like, I was a hit dog because I definitely had that. That's something I struggle with is connecting with new people. But I think again, I was pushing back and being like, I just generally want to know, how do you build, how do you let down those walls when my boundary, for instance, the last few years is I need honesty and truth telling in order to build meaningful relationships. If I don't feel like there's honesty here, I'm probably not going to connect with you on a deep level. That's no shade, no disrespect to you. It's just I don't feel safe without that, right? That's my boundary. Now, people will look in any relationship that comes in. I sense that like, shit. Do you know about the journals? You know about the audio tapes? Oh, so you know about the surveillance, but we can't talk about it. So you're pretending that you don't know, so then we don't have honesty. I don't feel safe here. And automatically I write off that connection. So I write everybody off because nobody can tell me the truth. I can't have an honest conversation with nobody about this. Not zero, no people. Everybody denies it. Well, so then that's my boundary. That is my boundary. I need honest communication in order to go deep with you. And if nobody can tell me, if I can't even talk about the surveillance shit, how can I be your friend? How can I connect with you? That's my boundary. That wall is not coming down because I don't feel safe. That's not to victimize myself, right? Same with other people. But if we can't even have these conversations, if we can't even, then block. And then they'll be like, well, you blocked me, so then you can't have the conversation because you're the one that blocked us, and you're the one that can't do communication, you're the one that ran away, and you're the one that's avoided. Again, then you're the one that's always a problem. They're never the problem. So you're just like, the wall's going to stay up. They're like, but you need connection and you need relationships, otherwise you're gonna die. It's like, so then are you trying to kill me? Because I'm asking for that and you refuse to give me that. So then, why would I want to? So you know that I need connection. You know we need relations. You know we need connection, but you refuse to give me what it is that I'm asking for. So then you're always begging people. I just want to wait for people who I don't have to beg for certain things. And again, this isn't not to act like I'm like the angel, right? We're all good and bad and blah blah blah. Ray Tate. I've gone through my own narcissistic qualities and I'm working on all of that. But it's just like that's what I want to know. It's like how it's hard to rebuild after those kind of dynamics, right? Because you will have a wall up. You will have a wall up. You guys have to expect some people who've been in narcissistic relationships where there's been coercive control, where there's been criminal harassment, where there physical safety is an issue, where financial uh, abuse was there. Like when people have these experiences, regardless of whether what their involvement was, it's hard to build connections, right? The walls are going to be up. And that doesn't mean that you have to, I don't know, I have to figure out how to put those walls down. But for me to put those walls down, I do need to feel safe, right? And I feel like if we can have certain conversations that are difficult, if I'm always to blame, if I'm always the one being like, yeah, you're right, I was a narcissist. You're right, I was out of pocket. You're right, right? When you feel like you're the only one being accountable, and they're still like, you're not even being accountable. You're not being accountable. Now you got rid of everybody, so you have peace because you can't be accountable. No one's holding you accountable. You weren't holding me accountable when you were in my circle. You were talking about behind my back. You could not hold me accountable to my face. You could not. We could not be honest. So just because you were holding me publicly accountable by dragging me does not mean you were holding me accountable, because you could not hold me accountable to my face. I've been trying to sit down and talk to people. There's apparently never an issue. So if there's never an issue, then what are you holding me accountable for and to? And why does it matter that I don't have anybody to hold me accountable now? You weren't holding me accountable when you were in my circle. Because you were talking shit behind my back? That was accountability? Because you were withholding stuff? That was accountability? No, I've been over here holding myself accountable, dragging myself as well too. Right? And so it's just like, it just becomes such a messy thing where I really don't want those dynamics anymore. I don't want no fake. I don't want the narcissist in myself. I'm just done with this template. I don't want to be a narcissist. I don't want no narcissists around me. And it's so easy to get rid of them because it's just the same. It's just simple as like waiting for them to. Anyways, I'm gonna end this 35 minutes. Um, when you win, I win. Right? When I win, you win, and that's how it should be. But sorry for being all over today. I just thought I would just come. Again, it's not planned. I don't have no makeup on. I've been having a rough day today. It is the day of, excuse me, International Day of Eradication of Poverty. So I hope you're thinking about poverty. Apparently, Canada is, we said by 2030 we would have less poverty than ever. And it looks like by 2030 we will have more poverty than ever. It's all tied to what I just talked about. The whole point is for there to be more poverty. You really took them serious when they said they were going to eradicate poverty. That's how they're making the money. That's how they're becoming billionaires. You becoming, all of us being, living in poverty is how they get rich. You believe them when they said that by 2030 they were going to eradicate poverty? No. It makes sense that the situation is even worse, and it's going to get even worse. By 2030 it'll be even worse because it's supposed to be even worse. You think they want you to get better? You think they want to solve the poverty issue? The poverty issue is making people bank. When you win, I win. Until next time, in solidarity. Or not.